Over the last few days, the internet has been on a rage, and this time its soft target is Infosys co-founder Mr. Narayana Murthy, who in one of his interviews claimed that the Indian youth must aim at working for 70 hours a week. Since his remarks were out, netizens didn't leave any opportunity to troll him. But behind all these mockeries, we cannot dismiss the real issues that the Indian youth has been facing. After all, there's no strong argument that any individual or a group can give in support of Narayana Murthy's statement. In fact, all those who have supported him are either the founders or CEOs of their respective companies, who either make a big name for themselves or get cut a big check on their names. It's only a tiny section of working people, that is the employees, who have shown their support in Narayana Murthy's statement. The rest of the majority doesn't shy away from showing their utter disapproval of his statement. But before anyone begins to judge the Indian youth, we need to acknowledge and accept why the Indian youth is not interested in working. So without any further delay, let's get started. In the year 2016, famous business tycoon Mukesh Ambani launched India's largest network provider, Jio, which promised to provide internet connectivity at a cheap price. Now, we all know that the rise of the internet paved the way for many other foreign countries to invest heavily in different business sectors. This boost of internet opened the doors for audiovisual and social media platforms, which gained massive popularity during the rough phase of COVID-19. While a handful number of people could build a solid career out of these platforms, the large majority of the population ended up having mobile addiction. According to a 2023 study published in the journal Nature Human Behavior, an estimated 61% of young people in India between the ages of 18 and 40 are addicted to the internet. Now, these multiple sources of infotainment may or may not make an individual smarter, but it's definitely making us lazier. In another report by the Indian Institute of Public Health, it was observed that there has been an increase in physical laziness among Indian youth post-pandemic, and around 65% of Indian youth reported a decrease in their physical activity. Now, these two reasons might sound cliché or an excuse for not working, which is why we need to consider a recent report from World Health Organization, which noted that the prevalence of depression and anxiety among young people has increased by 25% since the start of the pandemic. This is likely due to several factors, including increased stress and anxiety levels, social isolation, and economic uncertainty. We all know that social isolation has made young individuals aversive to forging any social connection, which is an important reason behind the Indian youth being disinterested in practicing any job that requires an individual to constantly communicate with their teammates, clients, or seniors. Moreover, it can also be observed from a study published in the journal PLOS1, which found that people who had recovered from COVID-19 were more likely to experience changes in their temperament, such as becoming more irritable, anxious, and withdrawn. In addition to it, heavy traffic, office-based politics, and favoritism are leading people to give up on the work culture. But that's not all. We all need to remember that despite bombarding social media with our harsh views or mockery, personally, we Indians A. have a very high tolerance level, B. we are too good at pretending. Now, this is something that I do not need to support with any report or a survey. It's a common behavioral pattern which is easily visible to those who are around us. Then, what is the main reason behind Indian youth still not prioritizing their job over anything else? Since Narayana Murthy's interview was released, a lot of the employees expressed that they would be ready to work for 70 hours a week only if their jobs would monetarily satisfy them. Such remarks showcase that the Indian youth is frustrated not because of the lack of working opportunities but because of the lack of decent pay packages that they deserve to have. Now, a lot of you must be thinking, why am I putting so much of weightage on money and deflecting all the other arguments that are related to our mental and physical well-being? Then let me be very direct with my words. Today's generation feel that companies undervalue their skills and knowledge, which is why they do not prefer to eagerly associate themselves with any organization or a company. It's quite simple. In today's day and age, money not just only serves as a key motivation for working, but also establishes an individual as a brand. It gives people an access to resources and opportunities that can help them to develop and promote their identity. For example, people who earn more money can afford to travel, attend social events, and network with different people who can later on help them to build their social identity. At present, the mentality, especially of the youth, has been shaped in such a way that we all want money, not just to meet our everyday needs and requirements, but also to satisfy our lust for extravaganza lifestyle. These are some of the relevant problems that need to be accepted and addressed by aspiring employees and deliberate employers. There is no second doubt about the fact that Mr. Narayana Murthy has successfully given 40 years of his life in building his company in and for India by working hard day and night. But as a member of the Youngsters Club, I completely disagree with his statement. Working for 70 hours a week may sound a pleasant idea, but technically it's not feasible for the employees to work for so long, not even for those who claim to work at a higher salary. No matter how much we run behind branding ourselves, at the end of the day, we are social emotional beings who desire to be around our loved ones. Moreover, as a woman, I know that even today's work culture is against a monthly cycle, which not only discourages the involvement of many young females, but also of those women who want to restart their career post-pregnancy. There are still so many problems that will follow if we bring this extreme hustle culture to India. To sum up, in short, it will only make the rich richer and leave the middle class where they stand today.